In Brookhaven, there are several different cars. Here on the right, I can get a lot of cars. We have really tall cars. But today, I want ways to get monster trucks in Brookhaven because it is a very hard car to get, but there are several ways to get it. And today, I'm going to test all these ways. So for that, I called my friend who is going to help me do this. But it looks like he is playing basketball. He said, I will only go if you make the ball into the basket. And it looks like he wants me to make that ball into the basket, but that is almost impossible. But he got the ball and threw it exactly back there, and he scored. So I'm going to copy everything he did, and he gave me space, so I grabbed the ball, and now I'm going to stand in the exact spot he was. He said, that doesn't count, but I think it counts, so I threw the ball here, and I was sure I was going to score, but actually I missed, so I'm going to throw it again, because this time I'm sure I'm going to score, and I really scored, so he will have to help me do this. He said, okay, let's get monster trucks in the game, and that's exactly what I want to do, but I noticed that back here, besides my car, we have this other car, which is a very strange skeleton, and I don't know why my friend has this car, but I'm coming back here to ask why. And I just got to his house, but his house is completely open. And that is very strange, because my friend wouldn't do something like that, and he wouldn't leave the house with everything open. So something happened. I said, where's our yellow friend? Because suddenly he disappeared, which is very strange. He said, I wouldn't doubt if he is being kidnapped right now, but I don't think he was kidnapped. So I'm looking here in the front, and it looks like something is happening. And my friend really is being kidnapped to get into this Roblox van. He said, get in or you're going to regret it. This is very strange. He is going to have to get inside, because he has no choice. So I have to save him urgently. Now I'm coming here in the front, and I'm going to have to stop here because the light is red. He said, come on, the police are not going to arrest you because of this. So I'm coming here to chase him in Roblox. But there's a problem. There's a police officer arriving here, and he is basically following us in Roblox. But now he wants me to stop, and he got out of the car with this item in his hand. He said, stop, you ran the red light. But I don't care, because my friend is being kidnapped, and that's more important. So I'm going out back here, because those players are in the water trying to take my friend. Now I hit them, and I'm trying to hit their car to make them stop, but they don't stop. And they really don't want to stop. And he is leaving from here, and again the police officer arrived at this part. And he said, hey officer, that purple player is chasing me. And this player is reporting me. And that is very strange, because he should be the one going to jail. He said, okay, I'm going to arrest him. And this is the strangest thing that has ever happened to me. And now the van is leaving here to go back to his house. And meanwhile the police officer is trying to arrest me without understanding what is really happening. And I'm running away up here, because I can't get arrested no matter what. But my car just flipped over, and the police officer is coming here and just passed straight by. And he didn't even notice that I'm back here. And now he went over there in front. But now I'm safe. And finally I'm going to be able to find out the truth about what is happening. And I'm also going to get monster trucks in Brookhaven, which are cars that are hard to get. But the van is passing here in front. So now I'm arriving here to save my friend. But the two of them are standing in front of their gate, and I don't know what they are doing, but it doesn't make any sense. I said, where's my friend? And guys, he has to tell me where my friend is, because they were the ones who took him. He said, you have to guess. If you get it right, we'll give him back. So I have to guess which house my friend is in. But both houses are closed. But I believe that my friend is right here. And I said, he is in this house. Did I get it right? And I want to know if I got it right. Now he is going inside, probably to release my friend. And he just opened this gate, and finally my friend came out of here. But my friend is angry, and started hitting the player, who just fell to the ground. My friend simply got his revenge, and now he is waiting for him to get up, and he got up here, and now he hit him again, and again the player fell, and my friend got his revenge twice, and now finally left there. But now, I need help to test the monster trucks in Brookhaven, because there are several ways to get them, and the first way is the simplest of all, which is to create a monster truck, but later there are ways to get this totally secret car, and there is a way you have never seen before. But first, I am going to test the easiest ways. Here on the right, I will have to go down here and get exactly this car, but this is not the best way to get monster trucks. It is the first way I am going to test, and it looks like they are looking here. And he said, but it is just a normal pickup truck. Look, for now it is just a normal pickup truck, but later I will modify it and make it much better. But first, I will have to get in here and make some modifications up here, and also raise the suspension, make it as high as possible. So I left the car like this, because for those who don't know, monster trucks are very modified. And now I'm going to get this item on the right, and I'm going to get these lights. But there is a problem. I can't put them up here. But my friend arrived here and placed a ladder, which really helped me a lot. Perfect. I placed the light, and this is starting to look really cool, but this is not the best way to get monster trucks. There are much better ways that I really want to test today, but this is starting to look very nice, and it's getting very interesting. So I'm looking at other items on the right that I can grab, and maybe I can grab this flag. But now, I need a ladder back here, which he himself placed. So I'm going to put the flag here, and I'm going to paint it yellow. Actually, I'm going to change the color and make it green. And now I'm going to climb up here again and put the flag with the same color. And now this is getting really interesting. And this car is starting to really look like a monster truck in Brookhaven. My friend said, it still doesn't look like one. Look, it still doesn't, because I'm going to improve it and make it even better. But now, I want to test something very important to see if this car really looks like a monster truck. First, I have to do a test that I have to go flying and jump exactly up here. And if I can do that, this will be a real monster truck. But the players are still here, and they are security guards, but actually not really. So I'm arriving here, but my friend grabbed this ball, and apparently he wants to hit it. And even I want to see if he's going to hit it. But now he threw it here and missed. So I'm going to get closer so that he can hit it. And now he tried to throw again, and he actually hit it. But now, I'm coming here to the front to do this test, which will be a very important test. But it's going to be almost impossible to land on top of this rocket unless this first rocket is removed. And it really was removed. And now this is going to be much better. Perfect. I'm going back here. And now this is the final test. So I'm flying here, but it didn't work. And actually my car disappeared. But actually my friend is coming right here. But he's coming very slowly. And he's not even accelerating much. But guys, he finally brought my car back. But the two players are arriving right here. And apparently to say something in Roblox. He said, "Do you want help? I can get the houses for you." I really want help because it's going to be very important. Basically, I agreed because I'm really going to need help in Roblox. But now, the two of them came inside here just to see this happen. But it's going to be really good that they help us because now I'll be able to test this from the right side. They just need to get the right houses in Roblox. Perfect. They got the houses, and you can see the houses are being built. And now there's a giant rocket here, and I have to find a way to go up there, which is by accelerating as much as I can. And if I manage to go up there, this is going to be a real monster truck. So I'm coming here, and I didn't make it on the first try. My car even fell here in the weirdest place of all. But now I'm going to test it again. Perfect. I'm going back here, and this time I'm sure it's going to work. But actually it didn't work, and my car is completely bugged. My friend said, "Wow, that's amazing." Really? But the car went back to normal, which isn't very good. But now I'm running back here, and this time I'm sure it's going to work, especially because everything pointed to it working. But I just realized that this is not a real monster truck because this didn't work properly. And even the players are leaving now. And he said, "This car is for noobs." And that was really weird, but they deleted their house, and I didn't understand why. He said, "You're never going to get a real monster truck." Yes, I will, because it's really not that hard. But the two of them are leaving. Out of nowhere, they decided to leave and just stop helping us. But there are ways to get real monster trucks in Brookhaven that are not as hard as they seem. In fact, they work really well. I can basically come here in front, pass right through this place. And I want to get several different monster trucks today. But my friend just left here, and he said, "I'm going to fly to space. Goodbye." So he's coming here to the front because apparently he wants to fly away. Now he just got this giant house because he wants to become an astronaut. And that's really different. But if he wants to do that, it's all good. Now he's coming inside here just to fly in Roblox. But I don't think this is going to work because that rocket doesn't work very well. And now he's inside trying to fly away. This friend of mine said, later get him a real rocket. So I'm going to do that. But for those who don't know, to get the real monster truck, I'm going to have to use Roblox Studio. And besides getting monster trucks, I'm also going to get a rocket here for my friend in Roblox because he really wants a rocket to fly. So I just got this monster truck, which is pretty interesting, but it's not very tall. And even though it's really interesting and can basically go over everything without difficulty, this is not the best monster truck. Now I'm coming up here to the front because I want to go over everything. So I'm accelerating, and now I want to drive over this house. And I'm coming exactly here, but it didn't work. Actually, I'm stuck. And my friend said, "You have to get a better one." And that makes sense. I have to get a much better car to be able to drive over houses. And now I grabbed several monster trucks, and you can see that they are incredible. They are really giant, and there are several others back here that look gigantic. And if I grab this school bus, I basically have to enter through the door, which is pretty hard. And you can see it's giant, but when I drive it, you can see it works really well. And it's so big that it moves in a very strange way. And now I'm coming up here to the front, and I'm sure that with this car, I'm going to be able to go over that house. So I'm getting here, but I still couldn't do it. And I don't know why I couldn't do it, but my friend is staring at me here. And he said, "You need a ramp. The car won't go over that house without a ramp." And what he said makes sense. And I hadn't thought about that. But if I get a ramp in Roblox, it's going to be much better, especially because that house is very big. But we have this ramp in the game, so I'm going to get my car because I want to see if normally I can fly over the house. So I'm going to have to accelerate here in the front. But this is impossible. There's no way to go over that house. But now I placed this ramp, and I'm sure that this way it's going to work. But I'm going to have to invite my friends to test this in Roblox. And all of them have to help me do this. My friend said, "Wait, what about the rocket?" And that's true. I had forgotten about that. But for those who don't know, I have a friend who is trying to fly to space. He lives right in that house, and he thinks he can fly away. But I'm sure he's not going to make it. But now it looks like he's pressing a bunch of buttons to really fly in Roblox. But you can see that an alert was activated, meaning he pressed something that made the house's alert go off. And now he just turned on those lights, and he just came down here. But you can see that he's very sad because he didn't manage to fly. But I'm going to help him. I said, I'm going to make a real rocket for him. And I'm serious, but he got happy. And he said, "I want to play now." So we're going. But it looks like he just left the game, even though I hadn't even finished my game. So I'm going to have to speed this up and finish my Roblox game quickly. So I just grabbed this rocket, and I'm going to have to place it in a special spot. Perfect. I placed it right here, and now I'm ready to test my game. So much that my friend just left here, and he literally left the game. So I'm going going into my game. Perfect, I'm here in my game, and you can see that my friends are here too. He said, where's the rocket? So let's see now. But this friend of mine is coming here to test this monster truck, which is simply amazing. And he just grabbed it, and now he can drive this giant thing. And even I want to see what's going to happen as soon as this hits me. But actually, I'm stronger than the monster truck. Perfect, now I'm bigger, and I'm hitting this monster truck, and I'm sure he's really mad. But this friend of mine is coming here to get into this rocket, and I don't know how he even saw it, because it's really well hidden. But now he's coming here, and he's climbing up here, and this rocket really works for real. And there are 3 seats inside, meaning 3 people can come here comfortably. And I don't know if this other friend of mine will also want to come here. He said, let's see the cars first. And that actually makes sense, but I'm going to grab this other car because I never tested it. Now this friend of mine also came here, and this car is really very fast. And even though it's a limousine, and they are usually slow, this one is really fast. But now I'm running up here to the front because I want to test the ramp I placed in Roblox. And I got exactly here, and apparently it didn't work because I missed. So I'm coming here again, and this time it finally worked, and I can go over the house without much difficulty. And now I'm going to test this other car, and my friend also came here, and he really managed to get inside. But this car doesn't work, and maybe I have to come from the other side. And now it finally worked, but you can see that it's just a normal car that had its size increased. Now I'm coming here, and I simply jumped on top of this house, and it was actually pretty easy. He said, this one is faster, and this car really is very fast. So I'm coming to this other ramp because I want to see if I can jump it, and it really worked. But I also want to test this other monster truck because it is very strange and because it is bigger. Now my friend is following me, and the door of this bus is right here, and I'm going to get inside. And now he also has to come here, and he really managed to get in. So now I'm coming up here to the front, and there's only one place I want to visit in Roblox. And to do that, I'm going to have to go back here, and I'm arriving at this place exactly at this ramp, and I simply missed. So I'm arriving here at the front, and I missed again, and now it finally worked, and I managed to fly up here really high. But now I'm in this rocket because I want to fly away. And now this friend of mine also got inside, and they have to press this Roblox button so that finally the rocket flies. And now he's closing the doors, and we're about to start flying in Roblox at any moment. Perfect, it finally started, and now we're flying here in Roblox, and my friend finally became an astronaut, and we're flying very far away. So much that the rocket is starting to drop these items like this, and literally these items are falling. This friend of mine said, I feel bad for the people down there. And that's true, because all the items are falling. And guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just click the become a member button, and I'll add you on Roblox.